Hello everyone. In this video today, we're going to be taking a look at an article from Vox that was published on July 3rd. Now, I didn't get to see this until late afternoon, early evening on the 5th. It's now the 6th at 1 a.m. or thereabouts. I needed that amount of time from when I saw it until now to deal with some other things so that I could calm down, because I was going to go into making this video and I knew that I would sound like Andy Worski with Tourette's on a bad day. I'm probably still going to end up like that. Now, this article's a bit on the lengthy side, and yeah, I'm probably going to lose my shit at a couple points, if not throughout the whole video, because of just what's said in this. And it's going to get a bit ranty. So between the long article and the ranting a little bit, it's going to add some length to this video, but I'm going to refute what's said here. I mean, this isn't just me, this isn't like a spurg out or anything. What gets me about this is I studied history. I had to learn it in order to get my degree in it, which I don't care if anyone believes whether or not I have a degree in history. That's beside the point. The point I'm making is that when you do that, when you see someone completely rewriting history, you know, we're not talking about just revisionist history here. We're talking about flat out lying in order to push their agenda. When you're someone who, you know, busted your ass to learn the stuff in order to get your degree, to see this shit, it kind of pisses you off, because you're like, well, wait a minute, no, this isn't what's going on. This isn't what happened. And you're like, what the fuck? So as I was reading this, I was like, I will admit, I started to sound like I had Tourette's. I mean, I was saying fuck words and shit like that while I was reading this. Because, I mean, this is a fucking piece of work. It really is. Now, this was written by some dipshit, I'm sure, soy boy, Dylan Matthews. This guy should be fucking bitch slapped verbally by historians on what the fuck he's trying to put here as fact. Like, they should be bitch slapping him verbally, showing him where the hell he's fucking clueless. And hopefully I'm going to do something like that, even though I don't necessarily have those types of credentials. 3 reasons why the American Revolution was a mistake. This July 4th, let's not mince words. American independence in 1776 was a monumental mistake. We should be mourning the fact that we left the United Kingdom, not cheering it. I'm sorry, Dylan, but you're a fucking moron to say something like that. You really are. And let's go into this, and I'm actually going to have to straighten some shit out here. Of course, evaluating the wisdom of the American Revolution means dealing with counterfactuals. No, you don't put out counterfactuals here. What you're doing is putting out revisionist bullshit mixed in with your feelings over reality, you dumb little fuckwit. Alright, I'm already getting into the Tourette's shit. So, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Hopefully, one of my other videos will be more to your liking on that note of language. But this shitbrick really has pissed me off with this one. As any historian would tell you, this is a messy business. We obviously can't be entirely sure how America would have fared if it had stayed in the British Empire longer, perhaps gaining independence a century or so later, along with Canada. For the record, Canada is still part of the United fucking Kingdom. It is not truly fucking independent, you dumb fucking moron shit, Dylan. They have the Queen on their fucking money, okay? Canadian forces, okay, serve to protect the Queen, you stupid shit. If that wasn't the case, then they would be fucking independent, like the United States became. They are still a bitch nation of the fucking Queen and the United fucking Kingdom, you dumb fucking misrepresenting, lying sack of fucking shit. You're either that or you're just a fucking moron. I didn't think I would get this bad this fast. I apologize. But that's the fucking fact of it. This stupid fuck is trying to claim that Canada is an independent nation. When it comes down to it, to a large extent, it may be considered that. But when you have the Queen on your fucking money, your military forces serve under the fucking Queen to protect the fucking Queen, you're part of the friggin' United Kingdom. You're part of the fucking monarchy, you stupid shit. That's the fact of it. And I hate when a stupid little fuck like this... I'm sorry. Let's continue. But I'm reasonably confident in a world in which the revolution never happened would be better than the one we live in now for three main reasons. Okay, these three main reasons are fucking complete bullshit too. It's fucking hilarious. Slavery wouldn't have been abolished earlier. American Indians would have faced rampant persecution. No, they wouldn't have faced. Holy shit, do some spell checking. American Indians would have faced rampant persecution, but not the outright ethnic cleansing Andrew Jackson and other American leaders perpetrated. Bullshit. And this is coming from someone who, how do I put this, is part fucking Micmac, you stupid fuck. And America would have a parliamentary system of government that makes policy making easier and lessens the risk of democratic collapse, which is complete bullshit. This is all complete bullshit. And I'm going to break down why this is all complete bullshit. I'm sorry, I just needed to take a deep breath before we continue. Abolition would have come faster without independence. This is complete and total bullshit, okay? Because, how do I put this? When it came to the fact of the British Empire and optics, the ending of slavery in particular regions was due to optics. Because if it came down to the money factor, they were all about it. And this is a matter of historical fact. The main reason the revolution was a mistake is that the British Empire, in all likelihood, would have abolished slavery earlier than the U.S. did, and with less bloodshed. Bullshit. Bullshit, 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 bullshit. And we're going to get into this, why this is bullshit here as we read on. Abolition in most of the British Empire occurred in 1834 following the passage of the Slavery Abolition Act, which I love. Look at this. Okay, if you look at the bottom corner of the screen here, he's linking to Wikipedia as his source, okay? And then for India, he does the same thing, Wikipedia. Then he goes here to Wikipedia, okay? And this is the thing. You claim to be a credible outlet, yet you use non-credible sources. Because Wikipedia, anyone in academia, anyone who's truly, from the objective press will tell you, is a fucking joke of a source. You show that you have, because, see, the thing is Wikipedia can have feels over reals, because here's the thing. Sargon of Akkad, who I can't fucking stand. I think he's a sleazy, slimy fucking shitbrick. They have him listed as alt-right there. He is far from alt-right. He has stated he is far from alt-right. What he has said, okay, to the alt-right has made that clear. But because you can't take with Wikipedia what someone says, at face value, that can't be a source. So they're having this fucking bitch fist fucking sarcuck fucking fanboy slash fucking, leftist friggin' like bitch out in the conversation on this whole fucking situation there with Sargon's page. So not exactly your best choice in sources. Let's get back to this. Abolition in most of the British Empire occurred in 1834, as we already said, following the passage of the Slavery Abolition Act. That left out India, but slavery was banned there in 1843. In England itself, slavery was legal at least going back to 1770, was illegal at least going back to 1772. That's decades earlier than the United States. But here's the fucking funny thing. Yes, they made slavery in the United Kingdom illegal in 1772, okay? With this whole thing of Somerset First Stuart. And what this was about, this wasn't about chattel slavery, okay? This was not about that at that point. Here's the other thing. The Slavery Abolition Act, okay? It was actually 1833, but this idiot says 1834. It only covered those areas where it wasn't going to affect the empire financially that badly, but gave great optics. Okay? India, they weren't exactly having a good time, getting Indians to work under slave labor, because when you have Hindus and shit, those type of people, they're just kind of like, fuck you, and they don't, all right, reincarnation. You can't beat someone within an inch of their fucking life if they believe in reincarnation to get them to work harder. Okay, that's why they banned it in 1843 in India, okay? Or when they did. Now, let's talk about the American colonies, because they're a completely different situation. When it comes to the American colonies, Great Britain was more than in favor of slavery going on in the South. And this is because two major products were coming out of the South, and the only way to produce them under the economy that was set up was slavery. And you know what those two products were, Dylan, you dumb fuck? Cotton and tobacco. They were all the rave in the United fucking Kingdom. They didn't care how they got them. Okay, so they would have turned a blind eye to the slavery. It would have been they wouldn't have given a shit, is what I'm getting at. Because they were getting their tobacco, they were getting their fucking cotton, and they looked at black people as beneath them. That's a fact of fucking life. But yet, if we did this, slavery. No, that's not, no. You want to know why? And the main reason, you had the 1834 situation and the 1833 situation and the 1843 situation. How do I put this? The particular regions that were covered, India and the other parts of the British Empire, the British were, outnumbered substantially by slaves of not only African descent, but also, they had Irish descent. You had mulattoes that were being bred between the two to raise the price of shitty Irish slaves as they saw it. Because Irish were looked at just as bad as the American Indian. Which we're going to get into. But the thing is here, they knew if they didn't outlaw the practice of slavery in the British Empire in those regions, besides the optics factor, which it was more about, there was a lot of optics involved. It was an effort to hold on to the British Empire. Because what they were afraid of was their slave population seeing what happened in the American colonies and going, fuck me. We can literally kick these motherfuckers out and start our own shit. And they didn't want that. They wanted to try to keep these people subjugated to the crown and parliament. That was the bottom line with it. That and the optics, nothing more. But yet, it was about the ending of slavery. No. It was about holding on to fucking power. Slavery in the South, they wouldn't have had that issue. And what gets me is they did this here and there. Yeah, so what you're saying is a couple decades before it ended in the United States, Great Britain put an end to it. Huh. So you try to make it sound like it was it would be such a big difference where they ended it there, which they wouldn't have ended it in the colonies, as I've explained. But it was only a couple decades. You're making it sound like a fucking century or some shit, you sleazy fuck. The American fucking Civil War happened, like, literally less than 2 decades later, for the most part. This is fucking ridiculous. So slavery, if you want to get technical, bitch, basically, on a historical note, ended about the same fucking time as Great Britain ended it, when it comes to the United States and it being done with. Sleazy, disingenuous fuck. This alone is enough to make a case against the revolution. Bullshit, because as I've proven, you're full of fucking dog shit. Decades less slavery is a massive humanitarian gain that almost certainly dominates whatever gains came to the colonists from independence. Bullshit! So freedom of speech, the right to self-protection, the right of not incriminating oneself. Oh, really? Really? Those gains are not more than a decade and a half to 2.5 decades, depending on how you want to look at it, because you started seeing, well, actually before that, because there was slavery up north, but it went out of fancy well before that. So it was so let's go back to that real quick, because they never talk about this. See, slavery was not really a big northern thing, but there was slavery up north, and it was falling out of favor. So even before Great Britain looked at ending slavery, people were there was already things being done in this country because of the fucking the founding fathers writing the Declaration of Independence and going, "Hey, King George, fucking sit and spin, motherfucker, we're independent. Because we're done fucking being subjugated to you. We're done being shit on. We're done being fucked over." You do realize that was the driving force of ending slavery in this fucking country, right, Dylan? Oh, wait, that's right, you don't, because you wrote this fucking bullshit. I mean, this is fucking complete and total horseshit. It really is. The main benefit of the revolution to colonists was it gave more political power to America's white male majority for the vast majority... What? Bullshit! For the vast majority of the country, it's women, slaves, American Indians. The difference between disenfranchisement in an independent America and disenfranchisement in a British-controlled colonial America was negligible. Excuse me! I just went through all the things. No, the main benefit was freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom to congregate, freedom to self-protection, as in the right to bear arms, even against a tyrannical government. Do I need to literally list off every fucking inalienable right that the Constitution fucking guarantees that was originally written there and not added in, like, with the prohibition and repeal and all that other shit? Because if you look at that, you stupid fuck, a hell of a lot more was gained, you lying, sleazy, fucking moronic dumb shit. Feels over reals. Because oh wait, that's right, the far left, like you stupid fucks at Vox, and this dumb shit Dylan, don't believe in things like those particular inalienable rights. Holy fucking shit. And you try to say it would be negligible. Okay. As someone who is part Micmac, whose family came from the Merrimack Valley in New England, along in Massachusetts and New Hampshire. The British colonists and the British government, the colonial governors, they completely fucking shit on my tribe. They fucked them over. Worse than this is what I don't get, okay? The Micmac got fucking screwed over. Worse than a lot of other fucking tribes. A hell of a lot worse. Yet they're never talked about. Okay? They are because the fucking colonial governments and then the American government drove them into fucking Canada. We're supposedly fucking Canadian Indian. My family stayed around even though they drove the majority of the Micmac up north. They never ever came from fucking Canada, my Micmac ancestors. They were here. Yet I'm supposedly Canadian fucking Indian. So let's not talk about this fucking shit. Because you know what? You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And as someone who has Native American heritage, alright, they fought back. Go look at the history of the Micmac and the British colonists. Yes, they shit on the Micmac. But the Micmac fucking inflicted their own fucking damage. It was fucking war. Holy fucking shit. And you try to say it would be negligible? They did more damage to the fucking Micmac than the United States government. And the United States government says, hey, you're Canadian Indian, so fuck you. If anything, the latter would have been preferable, since at least women and minorities wouldn't be singled out for disenfranchisement. Whoa, 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 whoa. Women and minorities, excuse me, women were treated just as fucking shitty. On the note of their standing in society in Great Britain than they were in the Americas. Actually, that's complete bullshit. In Britain, they were actually treated worse. Okay? Women were treated far worse. Because at least a woman here in the United States, okay, against all odds, they still had the ability after independence to still try to make something of themselves, even if the deck was stacked against them, even if the odds were completely not in their favor. You didn't have that in Great Britain. I mean, shit. Oh God, what the fuck is her name? One of the first, like, very wealthy blacks, woman, started a newspaper in Chicago, Republican. And I mean, she's got a double negative. And she made herself wealthy, gave herself standing within the community because she went against what was perceived back then, and she succeeded. So don't even try to play with it. They would have been better off under British rule. You fucking sleazy shitbag. Wow. And if you look at British society, women were expected to be women far longer than it was perceived in the United States. There was less stigma for women with the, suffragette situation, the first wave feminists, and oh God, the train wreck downhill from that point on, which it was still kind of train wrecky and cringy with the first wave feminists. But I'm an egalitarian, and the thing is you look at the situation that they're trying to make it sound like. If you look at British society, the women, as I'm saying, there was more societal pressure for them to stay in certain roles than here in the United States. But yet, we would have been better off under British rule. Fuck you, we would have. Yeah. This is so fucking funny. From the vantage point of most of the country, who cares if white men had to suffer through what everyone else did for a while longer, especially if them doing so meant slaves gained decades of free life? What? Holy fucking shit. This is the type of shit that, so, literally creating the country that has been a beacon of light, shining out in the darkness, showing what freedom should be. Who cares about that? Who cares about the inalienable rights that cannot be taken away? Because the Founding Fathers realized these are rights that are endowed by our Creator. They're not given by government. They came from that system where they were given by government. And you're trying to make it sound like that's a good fucking thing? It is true that had the U.S. stayed, Britain would have had much more to gain from the continuance of slavery than it did without America. Oh, really? Yet you want to push this feels over real shit. And I just completely explained why it would have been in their favor and why they would have kept it going. And now you're going to fucking admit this far down? Because you know people aren't going to read this far down. You sleazy fuck. It controlled the number of dependencies with slave economies, notably Jamaica and other islands in the West Indies, but nothing on the scale of the American South. Adding into the mix would have made abolition significantly more costly. Oh yeah, that's an underfucking statement. That is an understatement. Because they wanted their tobacco, they wanted their cotton. Those were two products that were extremely in demand in the United Kingdom at that time. Yet, here you are, you're like, oh, well, yeah, they probably would have. So, at this point, he thinks his readers are going to tune out and just stop reading, is what it looks like. But the South's political influence within the British Empire would have been vastly smaller than its influence in the early American Republic. Ha ha ha! Excuse me? Ah! let's read on. And then I'll get into this. For one thing, like the South, the South, like all other British dependencies, lacked representation in Parliament. Oh, wait a minute. So you're admitting that these British citizens were being shit on and they had no representation. And that you're admitting that your feels over reals would not have fucking actually happened. Good fucking job, Dylan. And here's the thing. Well, actually, let's continue. The southern states were colonies and their interests were discounted by the British government accordingly. But the South was also simply smaller as a chunk of the British Empire's economy at the time than it was as a portion of the Americas. The British Crown had less to lose from the abolition of slavery than white elites in an independent America did. Bullshit! Bullshit, 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 bullshit. As I already explained, cotton and tobacco were extremely in-demand commodities, were extremely in-demand products. A lot of, I don't know, wealthy, elite British, such as, the noble class that are related to the crown, usually, for the most part. The crown itself, King George III, they had financial interests in the whole cotton and tobacco trade. Major, major, major interests in it. You think the fucking king and the members of the House of Lords were gonna fuck themselves? Are you fucking kidding me? Where the hell do you come up with this fucking shit? Seriously. This is such fucked up shit. They had a lot more to lose. Not only that, a lot of them were friends with the southern plantation owners because they were dealing with them on a business scale. See, the thing is the North was what actually benefited from the independence because the North had already, with canals and things of that nature, had already started building infrastructure. So to industrialize was easier. So it worked out for the North in the end, which a lot of the northern mill owners and businessmen, they were actually pro-slavery, which is another story in itself. But let's get back to this, because this is what we're talking about here. And we're definitely, we're about a century off here. So the thing is, they had way too much to lose. The king, the members of the House of Lords, businessmen who had their ears, that were partners with them. The fact that you're trying to claim that they had a lot less to lose is complete and total bullshit. The fact that you're trying to claim that the South's political influence within the British Empire was shit and that they didn't have the ears of a people, again, shit. Because the thing is, they did. How the fuck do you think when the American Civil War happened, you had Great Britain siding with the fucking South? They wanted that tobacco and they wanted that cotton. And maybe in the process, if they destabilize the nation enough, at some point they might be able to come in and fucking take it over again. But here's the thing, not only that, if you look further back to the American Revolution itself, the South wanted, a large number of the South actually wanted to stay part of the British fucking colonies, you dumb shit. It was the North. Anyone who's learned any decent amount of revolutionary history, American revolutionary history, would know, oh, the American Revolution started up north. Now, they don't teach this is really part of it. New Hampshire kind of kicked it off. New Hampshire kicked out its colonial governor and was the first one to basically go, fuck you, we're independent. Anytime a colonial governor dared to show up, they sent them packing. First couple times they tarred and feathered the fuckers. By the third or fourth time, they were at the dock with the tar and the feathers, and the colonial governor was like, fuck this. I ain't getting off the ship. And they're like, yeah, that's right. That's right. Tell them to get your fucking boat out of here, motherfucker. Tell them to take your ship and sail your ass slowly back to England, because you ain't fucking coming here. Okay, which spread. I mean, because New Hampshire and Massachusetts were technically, at one point, the same colony. New Hampshire was an offshoot of it. And the thing is, Massachusetts, Lexington, and Concord, first battle of the American Revolution. Okay, the founding fathers from the South didn't have as much support as people, that were on the note of the founding fathers and people pushing for it, pushing for independence up here in the North. They had more general support. So, I mean, to try to say, oh, yeah, this would have happened is complete horseshit. It really is. The revolutionaries understood this. And bullshit. And you're putting thoughts into their mind with that. Indeed, a desire to preserve slavery helped fuel Southern support for the war. Bullshit! Bull fucking shit! This is complete revisionist fucking crap. I just explained why it is, too. In 1775, after the war had begun in Massachusetts, the Earl of Dunmore, then governor of Virginia, offered the slaves of rebels freedom if they came and fought for the British cause. Yeah? So what? The fucking American Revolutionary Armies offered freedom as well. Your fucking point. Eric Herschel, which he's referring to an article from Slate from 2013, which is complete revisionist bullshit, I'm sure. I mean, because I'll be honest, I haven't read the article. I probably shouldn't. I'm probably going to after this. But I know what happened with this. All right, and I love this. He's a fucking PhD student in history at Columbia. Notes that the proclamation united white Virginians behind the rebel effort. Okay. I'm going to love how they're going to stretch this into fucking backing this bullshit. He quotes Philip. Notes that the proclamation. I'm sorry. I just get a kick out of that last part. Philip Finthian, who was traveling through Virginia when the proclamation was made, saying, "The inhabitants of this colony are deeply alarmed at this infernal scheme. It seems to quicken all in revolution, to overpower them at any risk." So, we've got the claim of someone, this Philip Fithian, okay, saying, well, this is what I feel about it. It's not a matter of historical fact, but yet you're trying to pass it off as that. It was this person's perception of things at that time. It's not what it really was. Anger at Dunmore's emancipation ran so deep that Thomas Jefferson included it as a grievance in a draft of the Declaration of Independence. That's right, the Declaration could have included they're conscripting our slaves as a reason for independence. No. This is complete bullshit. Because what they were doing is they were, and I hate to put it this way and look at it this way, but you had the crown stealing their property. And they didn't like that their property was being stolen. And to believe that the crown would have actually set them free because you think a governor has the power, has the juice to say you'll be free? Bullshit! There's no way King George would have allowed that. Yet you're trying to fucking pass that off as factual. Oh, fuck you. You sleazy motherfucker. Because it was about the theft of fucking property. It wasn't about conscription of the slaves. Holy fucking shit. Talk about twisting shit. For white slaveholders in the South, Simon Schama writes in Rough Crossings, his history of black loyalism during the Revolution, the war was a... So basically, a revisionist book trying to say that, it was... Look at these loyal black slaves, okay? They were fighting for their freedom, and the British were actually going to give it to them because the big bad Americans wouldn't. Because we got to demonize the United States. Complete revisionist shit here. Let's get into this. For white slaveholders in the South, Rough Crossing's history of black loyalism, the war was a revolution first and foremost, mobilized to protect slavery. Complete and total fucking bullshit. See, when you look at this, and you got this claim here, and he's linking a book on fucking Amazon. Doesn't give any context, just takes a random quote out of it that is complete and total bullshit. Because when you have soldiers being quartered in your home and you're told, get the fuck out. Oh, yeah, well, yeah, guess what? You're all going to sleep in one fucking room and we're taking it over. Oh, wait, no, just get the fuck out. When you're told, okay, that, hey, you're going to end up getting shot if you don't leave an area, you go, wait a minute, what the fuck? When you're told you don't have free speech because you're being critical of the king and parliament, you go, what the fuck? When you can't protect yourself from an oppressive fucking government who has their red-coated fucking jackbooted fucking soldiers, okay, going into your home, okay, and ransacking and taking whatever the fuck they want, you go, what the fuck? But yet it was all about protecting fucking slavery. Bullshit. Slaves also understood that their odds of liberation were better under British rule than independence. Bullshit! This is complete fucking horseshit. The same motherfuckers who were slave trading their asses, they had a better chance. Over the course of the war, about 100,000 African slaves escaped, died, or were killed, and tens of thousands enlisted in the British Army, far more than joined the rebels. I love how they leave out the fact that as the British went marching through, they literally gave the blacks a fucking choice. You're either going to be our fucking slaves or you're going to fucking fight, and you could possibly get your freedom. Because that's what they literally fucking did, okay? That's non-revisionist fucking fact, okay? They were given a choice. Either remain slaves, because the British had captured them. So it was like, you're going to be our slaves, or We throw you on the front lines as cannon fodder, and maybe, if you're a good black person, a good Negro. If you're a good Negro, then maybe you might get your freedom. That's how they ended up with that many fucking black fucking soldiers. But see, this stupid fuck doesn't want to fucking admit that because, oh, it would be so great to live under British fucking rule when they forced. They did it to the colonists too. They'd roll into a fucking town and you had a choice. You join them or you were fucked. And usually fucked involved dead. So it didn't matter if you were black or white or whatever. They killed the fucking whites if they didn't want to fucking join. And the blacks at least got to be fucking slaves. So shut the fuck up, you sleazy motherfucker. And I'm sorry, like I said, this is a fucking rant. And you can go and check all the shit I'm saying here. Because you know what? I know what the fuck I'm talking about here. And I haven't been involved because I never ended up using my degree for it. Okay? I have a near eidetic memory. I remember this shit. That's why I'm so fucking worked up right now. Because I'm like, this sleazy, scummy motherfucker. Dylan, you know what, dude? You and everyone at fucking Vox, okay, get fucked. Take the fat end of a baseball bat, jam a shit ton of fucking nails through it, and then fuck yourselves up the ass with it for putting out this fucking bullshit. You're fucking disgusting people. Black Americans' quest for liberty was mostly tied to fighting for the British, the side in the war for independence that offered them freedom. Historian Gary Nash wrote in The Forgotten Fifth his history of African Americans in the Revolution. And it's complete bullshit. Another book at Amazon. Revisionist fucking history. See, they don't want to, because these fucking cultural Marxists are trying to destroy the United States and what it stands for. And the best way that Marxism has learned to try to destroy a nation is to destroy its history. Okay, because if you make the nation, if you rewrite history, it's easier to erode away at the. Let me rephrase. Let me start over. If you rewrite history to portray a nation in a certain light, it's easier to tear it down from the inside, using the things that make it great against it. See, because they leave out the fact that slaves were, their literal choice was, like it was during the Civil War, when the South conscripted them. Have a choice, boy. Fight, or get fucking treated like the Toby you are. That's what fucking happened. Yet, we gotta fucking rewrite history here. At the end of the war, thousands who helped the British were evacuated to freedom in Nova Scotia, Jamaica, and England. Very few made it to England because they didn't want them in England. Very few made it to Nova Scotia. Okay, which they just threw them there with the fucking Canadian French, the Quebecois. And they were like, what the fuck, eh? Pure land, pure wool. They were like, no, get them the fuck out of here, eh? We don't want them, eh? Okay, so most of them went to fucking Jamaica. So this was basically, this wasn't them really getting their freedom. Because they were just pawned off. It wasn't like they got any standing. They were thrown where Frenchmen were in Nova Scotia, Jamaica, a fucking shithole, an island, and a few of the lucky ones who had their noses up certain people's asses made it to England. That's the fact of the matter. Because if it wasn't, then, let's just put it this way. England would have been far more ethnically diverse on the note of its black population than it was up until this cultural enrichment phase. Just saying. They would have had If they took so many blacks, why isn't their population comparable to the United States population? On the note of blacks. Because this is complete bullshit. This is not to say the British were motivated by a desire to help slaves. Of course they weren't. Oh, but yet they were. Oh yeah, okay. I love this. They say this shit and then you go and you counter it. But American slaves chose a side in the revolution, the side of the crown. Bullshit. Okay, forcing someone to fight and say you might get your freedom, if you do, or you can remain a slave and serve us, isn't much of a fucking choice, you sleazy motherfucker. Okay, at least when blacks were signing up for conscription, when they were signing up to join, they did so and survived the war. Their fucking freedom was guaranteed. The British didn't do that. They didn't guarantee it. You want to revise this shit. They were no fools. They knew that independence meant more power for the plantation class that enslaved them and that a British victory offered far greater prospect for freedom. Considering the plantation owners had the ear of members of the House of Nobles and the fucking king himself. Some of them had the king himself. They had the ears of all the colonial fucking governors. They were all in fucking bed and they were all making money off of this. I love how you push this complete and total fucking bullshit. Holy fucking crap. Oh my God. Now let's look at this whole thing of the independence was bad for Native Americans. Because this is another one that completely fucking got me. Because the guy is taking why they did something and giving a complete and totally different reason for it. It's fucking hilarious. Starting with the Proclamation of 1763, the British colonial government placed... Alright, so independence was bad for Native Americans. Sorry, I should have read the title of this section. Starting with the Proclamation of 1763, the British colonial government placed firm limits on westward settlement in the United States. It wasn't motivated by an altruistic desire to keep American Indians from being subjugated or anything. It just wanted to avoid border conflicts. Yes, okay, but they leave out who the fucking border conflicts were with. Because... that's the fucking thing. They're trying to make it sound like, oh, it was because they didn't want to fight with the American Indian. They think people, see, Dylan and Vox think, well, actually, the average Vox reader is a fucking moron if you buy into shit like this, okay? Because here's the thing. Ever heard of the Louisiana fucking Purchase? The reason why westward expansion was stopped by the Proclamation of 1763 was because from that point westward was owned by the fucking French. It wasn't about the fucking Indians, it was about the French. Because they didn't want to fight another fucking war with France because England and France have fought multiple fucking wars with each other over the years, and they said, well, you know what, let's not poke the bear. It wasn't about let's not fucking piss off the redskin, let's not piss off the fucking Indian. It had nothing to fucking do with that, but yet this sleazy fuck wants to try to portray it like that. But all the same, the policy enraged American settlers who were appalled that the British would seem to side with Indians over white men. Bull fucking shit. See, I love this revisionist fucking crap. They leave out the fact that that territory was France's fucking territory. This had nothing to fucking do with Indians. Holy fucking shit. And the sleazy fucks that he's quoting are cultural Marxist revisionist fucking scumbags that if I ever saw face to face, I would debate these motherfuckers into the ground. Okay, with the facts that I've got off the top of my fucking head, and I haven't been actively studying history in a very long fucking time because I went out into the real world. Unlike them who put this fucking their revisionist fucking history degree into fucking academia and are fucking indoctrinating stupid fucks into buying bullshit like this. And it sounds like I got fucking Tourette's right now. I mean, this shit really fucking pisses me off. And I'm sorry. This is me actually fucking pissed. This is not some fucking act here right now. Okay? I'm ranting, I'm venting as I'm going off through this fucking article because it's fucking working me the fuck up. This is his quote to back this. The British government remained willing to conceive of Native Americans as subjects of the crown, similar to colonists. Ethan Schmidt writes in Native Americans in the American Revolution. Ha 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 ha! They didn't see actual Indians in India as being something they wanted as fucking subjects. That's why they had slavery of these fucking Indians in India, you dumb fuck. Holy fucking crap. But you see, in India, when you have people that you're trying to make slaves and they believe in reincarnation, you can't beat them into fucking working harder. But they get fucking fed up enough and they believe in reincarnation, okay? You got jihadi type fucking psychopaths who are willing to fucking die for their freedom. And they're just going to be like, well, shit, I'll be reborn. That's why it happened in India. And the thing is, actual historical fact, they tried turning the Indians into fucking slaves. But Indians were like, yeah, fuck you. I'm not going to fucking work like that dumb fucking Mick over there or that stupid fucking black guy. Okay? They're like, I'm not having any of that. Fuck you. And they actually looked at them, and now mind you, the fucking Irish were looked at as complete and total shit on the note of people in general, as slaves, as everything. They were the bottom fucking rung of everything. And they looked at Indians worse than that. So to try to claim that, oh, they wanted them as subjects of the crown is complete and total bullshit. When they drove the Micmacs, killed shit tons of them, in the Merrimack Valley, drove the ones that they didn't kill further and further north until they got them over the Canadian border and went, they're your fucking problem, eh? To the fucking French Canadians? Yeah. Uh-huh. Sure. Well, I'm going to believe that one. Yeah. When my fucking actual ancestors say otherwise, you stupid fuck. This is so disgusting. As someone who knows the history of my, to an extent, a history of my Micmac heritage and knows history in general. This is vile and disgusting, and you all should be ashamed of yourselves for pushing this crap. American colonists refused to see Indians as fellow subjects. Instead, they viewed them as obstacles in their way of their dream of land ownership and trading wealth. This view is reflected in the Declaration of Independence, which attacks King George III for backing merciless Indian savages. Oh my God! This is such revisionist fucking crap. King George started arming the American Indian population to have them go after colonists because they were fucking getting out of line. So what they said was King George, you didn't want these fuckers, basically, I'm paraphrasing here, but the mentality was like, wait a minute, you didn't want these fuckers to be armed. You made it illegal to sell arms to the Native American population here. Now you're fucking arming them against us? Are you fucking kidding me? That's what this is referring to. But yet, they're not going to tell you that. Clearly, they don't want to tell you this shit. Because, see, they were having problems getting colonists to go up against other colonists. Bullshit. We've been fucking shitting on the Native American population because the British fucking government, the colonial governors, fucking were the ones behind driving out the fucking Micmac. As in, these are people that King George fucking appointed. But yet you want to try to push this fucking shit? I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Because this is my ancestry, and I actually studied the fucking shit. Before this cultural Marxist crap really got... Luckily, before this cultural Marxist crap got the hold that it has now. In academia on the note of history. So, arming the Indians against these loyal British citizens who are trying to... It was intimidation. What it amounts to is it was intimidation. It was like, well, we armed them. Either you fall in fucking line or we're going to let them just run roughshod on you. That's what it was. It was fucking crooked-nosed mobster fucking bullshit. Yet, we got to change that. Oh, yeah. For backing merciless Indian savages. And I love how they are literally trying to take two separate things and make them sound like they're the same thing. Because, as I said, the reason why westward expansion was stopped is because King George didn't want a fucking problem with France. France's territory was out west. He didn't want another fucking war with fucking the French. They had already fought a war over fucking territory. Which George Washington served in, by the way. Holy fucking shit. This shit really pissed me off. This section in particular. Because they leave out the fucking land there that became the Louisiana Purchase that was all French territory. That King George was trying to stop the colonists from fucking invading on. So that they wouldn't have another war. American independence made the proclamation void here. It's not void in Canada, indeed. Wait, what? Huh? American independence made the proclamation void here. It's not void in Canada, indeed. The 1763 proclamation is viewed as a fundamental document providing rights to self-government to First Nation tribes. Oh, wow. They're trying to work this into the fact of why they weren't allowed to go west. This has nothing to do with that. It's mentioned explicitly in the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, Canada Bill of Rights, which protects any rights or freedoms that have been recognized by the Royal Proclamation of October 7, 1763, for all Aboriginal people. Historian Colin Calloway writes in The Scratch of a Pen in 1763, The Transformation of North America, that the proclamation still forms the basis for dealings between Canadian government and Canada's First Nations. Why? Because you lied about Canada being an independent fucking nation when it isn't. That's why it was still held to that. Which, I love how they bring this up, but they're leaving out the fucking fact that, this is so disingenuous of Vox, and this is what really, 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 really fucking pissed me off with this article. This section about the Native American, fucking American Indians, part of America's history here in the colonies and shit. Because literally not pissing off France was because they didn't want to piss off the American Indians. Excuse me? Anyone who at one time, anyone who had a junior high or high school fucking history education would have been able to call this fucking bullshit out. Now, people buy this shit because of the cultural Marxist fucking indoctrination, revisionist crap that they're doing. It's not right. And this has nothing to do with the United States. We're talking about fucking Canada, which is still subjugated to an extent by the fucking Crown and Parliament. They're not truly independent, so shut the fuck up. Quit trying to compare us to fucking Canada, you sleazy fuck. And unsurprisingly, Canada didn't see Indian wars and removals as large and sweeping as occurred in the U.S. Okay. And you leave out the fact that there were multiple attempts to make treaties with tribal nations. We fought wars with them. It wasn't like we just were sleazy scumbag people, which most people in this country were not. Their ancestry had nothing to do with this if they are white. But the thing is, you try to make, Indian wars. Exactly, they were wars. There was two parties fighting. They still committed horrible, indefensible crimes. Canada, under British rule and after, brutally mistreated Aboriginal people, not least through government-inflicted famines, and the state's horrific seizure of children from their families so they could attend residential schools. But the country didn't experience a westward expansion as violent and deadly as that pursued by the U.S. government and settlers. Absent the revolution, Britain probably would have moved into Indian lands, but fewer people would have died. Bullshit! Bullshit! Because you know what? Britain would have moved in. They would have went, this is ours now, and the Native American people would have got pushed further and further out and finally said, no, fuck you, and it would have still, the same shit would have still happened. So to try to claim, oh, well, it wouldn't have happened under the British, you have no proof of that. You have absolutely no proof. You're using Canada as your fucking example, which is kind of fucking funny. Because, oh, they moved into Quebec and went, oh, by the way, you dumb fuck Frenchmen, you stupid fucking frogs, you're fucking subjects of Britain now. And they went, oh, we are? And if you notice, they still want their fucking independence to this day, so shut the fuck up. Okay? And they went in there violently. So don't even try to fight, oh, well, their westward expansion. Oh, but some fucking dumb French frogs. Oh, fuck them. Oh, yeah, their expansion was peaceful. My hairy fucking half French, half Canadian French ass, you stupid fucks. This is so fucking ridiculous. But fewer people would have died. Bullshit. None of this is to minimize the extent of British and Canadian crimes against natives. It is a hard case to make because even though I do think Canada's treatment of natives was better than the United States, it was still terrible. The Canadian essayist Jeet Heer tells me in an email, Heer has also written a great case against American independence. On the plus side for Canada, there were no outright genocides like the Trail of Tears, aside from Baythooks of Newfoundland. There was none, except for this one. Oh, there was none of them. Oh, wait, but there was this one here. Oh, yeah, okay. Jesus Christ, you are so fucking sleazy. All right, and I love this. All right, a fucking WordPress document, which I got to read after the fact, so I'm just going to click the link now. Yeah, because some stupid Canadian fuck. Oh, yeah. Because I say so. The American independence was bad. Fuck you. On the plus side for Canada, there were no outright genocides like the Trail of Tears, except for that one that, yeah, we don't need to get into. The population statistics are telling 1.4 million people of Aboriginal descent in Canada, as against 5.2 million in the USA. Given the fact that America is far more hospitable of an environment, and has 10 times the non-Aboriginal population, that's telling. Well, actually, no, you stupid fuck. Because, guess what? I'm Micmac. I am fucking Merrimack Valley Micmac, motherfucker. And guess what? I can't put that I'm part Indian, American Indian, because the federal fucking government says I'm fucking Canadian Indian. Okay? And not only that, you had a lot of fucking intermingling. So, okay, you had some that stayed on the reservation, but a lot of them went out, went forth, were fruitful and multiplied. And they mixed in their DNA into the fucking gene pool. Okay? So, to go and try to say, oh, well, there's this many, all right, and when you have large numbers of American Indians who can't fucking put on a fucking document that they're American Indian because the federal government says they're not, of course your numbers are going to be off, you stupid fuck. Holy fucking shit. So that's real telling, yeah. Well, considering I just destroyed your fucking bullshit with the fact of, oh, well, you know, hey, they went forth, were fruitful and multiplied, they intermingled, and the fact that, hey, I'm one of those ones that's a product of that, and my ancestral tribe is, according to the federal fucking government, is fucking Canadian Indian, hey, can't be counted, so fuck you. Independence also enabled acquisition of territory in the West through the Louisiana Purchase and the Mexican-American War. I love how now he brings in the fucking Louisiana Purchase, okay? But conveniently, let's not talk about the Louisiana Purchase, okay, when I'm trying to use the westward expansion as a deal with the Indians. This is why they didn't want further expansion west. Because didn't want to piss off Napoleon. Didn't want to piss off the French. Well, actually, that would be the king at that point. I'm sorry. Napoleon came later. That ensured that America's partially rapacious brand of colonialism ensnared yet more native peoples. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. The Mexican-American War. Mexico attacks a bunch of fucking Americans. We kick the fucking shit out of them. And as a spoil of war, as part of the fucking treaty, we get territory. And you're trying to make that sound like it was America's fault. Are you fucking kidding me? You do realize, remember the Alamo has a fucking reason behind it, right? Because the Mexicans didn't like us. They didn't like us, you know. They didn't like... Wow. Okay, Mexicans have been aggressors. Okay, the Mexican-American War. Okay, it wasn't we expanded and went, oh, hey, Mexico, fuck you, we're taking this. It was Mexico started shit with us, and we fucking bitch slapped them back and fucking said, okay, you had enough? And they went, yeah, what do we need for you to stop beating our ass? And I said, well, let's come and work out a peace treaty. And part of that peace treaty was fucking land was given up. Yet you're going to fucking revise that shit. This is disgusting. It's so disgusting. And while Mexico and France were no angels, what about America? No angels. What America brought was worse. Ha ha ha! Oh, really? Ah! Really? I love this. Well, what they did was bad, but America was worse. But you don't give any examples of it. Before the war, the Apache and Comanche were in frequent violent conflict with the Mexican government, but they were Mexican citizens. The U.S. refused to make them American citizens for a century, and then, of course, it violently forced them into reservations, killing many in the process. Whoa, 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 whoa. This is complete fucking revisionist bullshit here. This really is. You want to know why the Apache and the Comanche were fighting with the fucking Mexicans? It's because, well, actually... Yeah, the Mexicans. We'll put it... Because, yeah. The reason why they were fighting with them was because the Mexicans rolled in and went, hey, hombre, you're a beach now. You're fucking Mexican. You're going to do what we fucking tell you. And if you don't like it, we're going to give you a Colombian necktie, even though it hasn't been invented yet. Okay? They basically said, you're going to do this or fucking die. You're a Mexican citizen. You're going to do what we fucking tell you. And they went, haha, fuck you. All right? And this fact of the U.S. refused to make them American citizens for a century, okay? We were literally fighting a war with them, okay? You can't... So we're just supposed to just... The government was just supposed to go, oh, guess what? By the way, you're fucking Americans now? Okay? They were made Americans as soon as the fucking treaty was signed. Okay? Part of... If you look... Native Americans are dual citizens. They're a citizen of their tribal nation. They're a citizen of the fucking United States. And they get little perks like, oh, they're not required to do selective service and shit like that. Okay? When your citizenship is up in air because you're fighting a fucking war, of course you're not an American. You're fighting the United States. And they did. Oh. And I love this. They forced him onto reservations as a fucking American Indian. This revisionist shit kind of fucking really pisses me off. You sign a fucking treaty. You say because all right, some of them later were moved to different parts after the treaty. I'm not going to argue that, but there were many tribes that weren't. They agreed. Okay, yeah, we'll take this fucking land here. That's our tribal nation's land. Okay, and that's what they did. They went there. It was part of the treaty agreement. But you're trying to make it sound like, oh, they were put there at gunpoint. And they built a wall around it. And they put, like, gun towers. And they kept them in the reservation. That's what you're trying to make it sound like. American Indians would have still, in all likelihood, faced violence and oppression absent American independence, just as First Nation people in Canada did. But American-scale ethnic cleansing wouldn't have occurred. And you have a war going on. A war. Look at, okay? So wait a minute. A war is going on. And that's an ethnic fucking cleansing. This is what pisses me off, okay? And I know I'm going to have, at this point, if leftists listening to this up to this point and haven't fucking had their fucking head gasket blow and steam coming out of their ears and blood pouring out of their eyes, okay? They're going to fucking say, oh no, there wasn't a war. They were all victims. No, they fought back because they weren't victims. My ancestors fought, okay? They weren't victims. They didn't make themselves victims. Look at Custer. Got his ass whooped in a war. That's what it comes down to. American Indians knew this. Haha. Most tribes sided with the British or stayed neutral. Only a small minority backed the rebels. Bullshit! Bullshit, 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 bullshit. Complete and total bullshit. Complete and total bullshit. Because the colonists, their militias had Indian scouts working with them. Fucking matter of fact. Indians were involved in the American fucking Revolution as fucking scouts. More so than they were for the fucking British. That's a matter of historical fact. Okay, they taught the colonists guerrilla fucking warfare. Holy fucking shit. This is complete fucking crap. Oh my god. The tactics of guerrilla warfare were taught to, like, the Kentucky Riflemen, for example. The Native Americans taught them how to use their surrounding area that they were fighting in to their advantage. Which, with a Kentucky long rifle, the idea of being in the woods with cover, doing, you know, not doing the civilized war of lines of men, that came from the Native, you know, the American Indians, the Native Americans that were involved with the fucking colonists. So to try to claim that most sided with the British, you know, most sided with the British, which we got this fucking thing here. It's complete bullshit. Let's see what, I gotta see what this one is. National Park Service. Which, I love this. It says that, yeah. So, they're trying to rewrite this. I'm glad I clicked this, because this goes to show it. This is directly from the Park Service. The Declaration of Independence accused King George III of unleashing merciless Indian savages against innocent men, women, and children. Because he fucking did. But yet they're trying to fucking change this shit. Okay? And they're trying to... And I love how they won't give you exactly what they're talking about. Alright? But they try to make it sound like, oh yeah, and they know that you're not going to go and click and read that. But I'll tell you right now, they're trying to make it sound like, oh yeah, most of the tribes sided with the British. No, 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 no. Most stayed neutral. Some sided with the British, some sided with the Americans. They taught the Americans guerrilla warfare tactics, which, like I just said, the Kentucky Riflemen used when they were hiding in the woods taking out British officers. You know, things like that. So, stop revising fucking history. This is complete bullshit. Generally speaking, when a cause is opposed by two most vulnerable groups in society, it's probably a bad idea. So it is with the cause of America. So it is with the cause of American independence. Excuse me. When you fucking make baseless fucking claims like this, okay, which this article just basically destroyed you right off the bat. If anyone reads this, they see how full of shit you are. All right, and you're trying to say this backs you? I'm going to read this after the fact, but I don't even need to read this now to know that it doesn't back you. When right off the bat, in the very beginning, it destroys the bullshit you fucking spewed earlier. Now, this is the third one, which is fucking hilarious. America would have a better system of government if we'd stuck with Britain. Bullshit. Because we wouldn't have free speech, the right of self-protection, the right of not incriminating ourselves. We wouldn't have had any of these rights. Because not having those rights is why we fought the revolution. Honestly, I think earlier abolition alone is enough to make the case against the revolution. You fucking contradicted yourself. You literally contradicted yourself. And you say you made your case? Fuck you. And it combined with against the revolution, and it combined with less horrible treatment of American Indians is more than enough. Bullshit. Wow. But it is worth taking a second to praise a less important but still significant consequence of the U.S. sticking with Britain. We would have, in all likelihood, become a parliamentary democracy rather than a presidential one. So what you're saying is we'd be a parliamentary democracy with a king ruling over us, which wouldn't have happened for, the loss of power to where it is today wouldn't have happened for many years, and they still have some clout. The king can, the king or queen can still do some certain shitty things with the power they have, like declare war. And parliamentary democracies are a lot better than presidential ones. Oh, bullshit. They're significantly less likely to collapse into dictatorship because they don't lead to irresolvable conflicts between, say, the president and the legislature. They lead to much less gridlock. All right, translation. They don't like the fact that they can't ram shit down the throat of President Trump's throat, so we gotta insinuate that presidencies lead to dictatorships, which is fucking hilarious because you know what? If you go and look in Central and South America and a lot of other fucking countries that were democracies, socialism ends up fucking taking over. Authoritarianism on that type of level, communism, socialism, takes over. And the left likes to use, for examples of, dictatorship, Pinochet. Okay, you had psychotic fucking communist fucking rebels causing shit. He had to do something to deal with Pinochet. I'm not necessarily a fan of his content, but go on the note of Pinochet with my example here, because he explains it so much better. He lived there during the rule of Pinochet. Go look up Coach Red Pill and just type in Coach into YouTube or even BitChute. It should work. I think his video's there as well. But type in Coach Red Pill and Pinochet and listen to what he has to say about it, because they're trying to make it sound like, oh yeah, this is what it ends up being, and they're really bad people. Pinochet brought order, and he wasn't even fucking despot psychotic like the Venezuelan fucking shitbag that we got to deal with now, on a global scale, looking at him with his human rights violations and death squads and fucking shit like that. Which is usually the case of what happens with a democracy. The left takes control, and that's what happens. They're trying to make it sound like, oh, well, that's just a right thing. That's a Donald Trump thing. No, that's mostly you guys. So, yeah. And the parliament wouldn't stop that bullshit, because there have been many fucking countries with parliaments that have seriously had their fucking government taken over by dictators. Evita was the fucking country Evita. That movie, that fucking historic docudrama bullshit that fucking Madonna fucking did. That's an example. That country, parliament, ended up a dictatorship. So you can't say that, oh yeah, fuck you. And this idea of they lead to much less gridlock is complete bullshit, because all you need is a minority to get shit passed. All right? That's what's fucked up. Because parliamentary system, you've got everyone at each other's throats. You've got all these different groups, okay? And it's easier for little shitbrick fuckwits like the cultural Marxists to get the shit that they want to pass, which is what he's basically getting at. In the U.S., activists wanting to put a price on carbon emissions spent years trying to put together a coalition to make it happen, mobilizing sympathetic businesses and philanthropists and attempting to make the bipartisan coalition. And they still failed to pass cap and trade after millions of dollars in man hours. Okay, because cap and trade is a fucking scam that Al Gore and fucking, oh God, the Canadian fuck behind one of the he's a Canadian fuck that was behind Food for Oil at the UN. He created the Chicago Carbon Exchange with Al Gore. What the fuck is his name? Maurice Strong. Okay. Maurice Strong and Al Gore created the CCX, okay? Which is the whole thing of cap and trade. This was about them making shit tons of fucking money. This is all a matter of public record. Fucking Obama was the lawyer who fucking set up the CCX. It was all about making fucking money. And this is public fucking record. But you won't see CNN, MSNBC, or any of these motherfuckers or Vox here fucking talk about that fact. That cap and trade was about putting money in their fucking pockets. This wasn't about carbon taxes. This was about big fucking companies, okay, basically using cap and trade and globalists using cap and trade to fucking basically destroy competition, to basically create fucking monopolies, because the only people who could afford cap and fucking trade would be these large corporations, okay? And it was also about controlling people, because you control carbon, it's like controlling fucking oxygen or water. You control everything in a person's fucking life, okay? So people in the United States were smart enough to go, whoa, wait one fucking minute. And they put pressure on their legislators, on their people, on their representatives in the House and the fucking Senate. And they said, don't you dare pass that fucking shit. Especially when Obama's in office and he's the motherfucker that wrote the fucking law, set up the fucking CCX, wrote all the paperwork up. Did all the legal work. And you got fucking Maurice Strong, who's a wanted fucking criminal, okay? Because they tried to pass it under Bush. They tried to pass it on... They've been trying to pass some form of cap and trade for fucking decades. This whole carbon tax thing since Bush. Which it wasn't going to happen with Bush. They wanted to do it. They thought they could get it with Obama. Okay, it's like you got a guy who's literally a wanted felon who died, okay, outside the jurisdiction of the United States, never able to face justice because he fucking profiteered off his fucking... the post-Iraqi war. That was another reason why. Because people were like, wait a minute. You're going to let that criminal fuck benefit off of this? No. You're not going to... No. Nope, not doing it. And that's what they did. But yeah, we got to leave this fucking shit out. Oh, God. This is so funny. In the UK, the Conservative government decided it wanted a carbon tax. So there was a carbon tax, just like that. Passing big necessary legislation, in this case, legislation that is literally necessary to save the planet, is a whole lot easier with parliaments than it is with presidential systems. Excuse me. But, number one, the Conservative government in the UK, they're about as conservative as the fucking old, the Democrats like Hillary Clinton's generation. Okay? They're not fucking conservatives, number one. Number two, everyone pushed the fucking carbon tax because they all got their fists in the fucking shit, okay? Do you think the fucking Labor Party, the fucking socialists, those fucks that are pushing that shit, a lot of them aren't going to benefit financially from carbon tax? Bullshit, it was proven they would. The same with the fucking Tories, okay? So don't even, they were easily just passing it. The British people didn't fucking want it. And this fact of literally necessary to save the planet is complete horseshit. Because you want to know why? Because, I don't know, Michael Mann, the guys whose work all climate science is based off of, has been, along with his work, completely fucking discredited. Work that the American people paid for, that they have a legal right of ownership to, that he's claiming is his and won't give under court order even. He's been in contempt of court for a fucking long ass time in Canada because he won't hand over his fucking work because he knows if he hands it over, in this particular situation, he's basically fleeing fucking arrest from Canada. He's in the United States going, hey, fuck you. But yeah, if he was to hand over his work, they'd look at it and go, this is complete bullshit. Which is what they want. They want to look at it. And he doesn't want to hand it over. He's going, it's proprietary. Really? Did you pay for it? No. The American people did. That means we own it. Hand it the fuck over. And he won't do it. So there, you know, for you to push this shit is fucking hilarious. Okay, I believe that there is climate change. But the impact of man, I don't buy it. Because when you look at CO2 levels from ice cores, they were way fucking higher at one point than they are now. And the Earth was doing a hell of a lot better when it comes to the plants and everything else. You know what gets me about this? Like a side note on this one. I love all these pot growers that are fucking lefty, fucking socialist fucks who like, carbon dioxide, man, it's our fucking enemy. And then what they do is they fucking saturate their friggin' grow areas, their grow rooms, with fucking CO2 to increase their fucking yield. And they ignore basic fucking plant biology to go, oh yeah, we get too much carbon in the air. But you can pump a shit ton in to fucking make your pot plants bigger and not realize that the reason why they're doing that is because they're creating energy and they're turning that energy, you know, into growth, and it's because of the CO2. They can't make those fucking distinctions. This is no trivial... Let's get back here. So this is no trivial matter. Efficient passage of legislation has huge humanitarian consequences. It makes measures of planetary importance like carbon taxes easier to get through. They still face political pushback, of course. Australia's tax got repealed after all, but they can be enacted in the first place, which is far harder in the U.S. system. And the efficiency of parliamentary systems enables larger social welfare programs that reduce inequality and improve life for poor citizens. See, this is exactly... So what you want to do is push through minority, something wanted by a minority of the people and get what the fuck you want. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for being honest. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because you know that you can't get what you want, again, passed because too many people don't want it. Thank you for being honest. Government spending in parliamentary countries is about 5% of GDP higher, after controlling for other factors, than in a presidential country. If you believe in redistribution, that's very good news indeed. Well, I don't believe in redistribution. Most of the fucking country doesn't believe in redistribution. A majority of British people don't believe in it, but they go, oh, well, what the fuck? And they're so beat down that they fucking deal with it. Oh, God. The Westminster system of parliamentary democracy also benefits from weaker upper houses. The U.S. is saddled with a Senate that gives Wyoming the same power as California, which has more than 66 times as many people. Worse, the Senate is equal in power to the lower, more representative House. Most countries following the British system have an upper house. Only New Zealand was wise enough to abolish it, but they're far, far weaker than their lower house. The Canadian Senate and the House of Lords affect legislation only in rare cases. At most, they can hold things up a bit or force minor tweaks. They aren't capable of obstruction anywhere near the level of the U.S. Senate. I love how they're trying to fucking attack the fact of the checks and balances. Because the whole point of the three branches of government and how they set up the House and the Senate, okay, on the note of the legislative branch, okay, was for checks and balances. Because every state, on the note of the Senate level, because each state is supposed to be equal, they all have equal fucking say. That's the whole point of that. To counter that and allow for the popular aspect of something to pass is the House of Representatives. So that if, say, California wants to try to get a bill passed, they have more members in the House of Representatives than, say, New Hampshire. So they have a better chance of getting something through to the Senate. But if it's going to totally fuck New Hampshire then has the ability to go, fuck you. Which, see, they don't want that. They want to be able to force their will onto a whole group. This is why this shit fucking pissed me off towards the end here, this part here. This is what pissed me off about this. Okay, because heaven forbid, in the Senate, Wyoming have the same power as California. Oh, but leave out the House of Representatives on that they have more power there. And they're calling it obstruction. So they're saying, you're going to fuck me, and I don't want to be fucked, so I say no. That's obstruction now? Fuck you. This is disgusting. This really is disgusting. Finally, we'd still like to be a monarchy. Under the rule of Elizabeth II and a constitutional monarchy is the best system of government known to man. Just check my 4th of July, my wishing everyone a happy Independence Day video, because, well, I kind of went through the same stuff here, but basically, yeah, because fuck free speech, fuck, the fact of no self-incrimination, fuck the right to self-protection, fuck all of it, because, oh yeah, living under a constitutional monarchy is better. Are you fucking kidding me? Generally speaking, in a parliamentary system, you need a head of state who is not the prime minister to serve as a disinterested arbiter when there are disputes about how to form a government. Say if the largest party should be allowed to form a minority government, or if smaller parties should be allowed to form a coalition, to name a recent example from Canada. The head of state is usually a figurehead president elected by the parliament, Germany and Italy, or the people, Ireland and Finland, or a monarch, and monarchs are better. Oh, wow. An article from 2013 that says, shut up royal baby haters, monarchy is awesome. It's about, oh my god, it's about royal fucking babies, and they're using that as their fucking proof. Holy fucking shit, this is all feels over reals. Monarchs are more effective than presidents precisely because they lack any semblance of legitimacy. What? Okay, let's see what the reasoning is for this one, or lack thereof. It would be more offensive for Queen Elizabeth or a representative in Canada, New Zealand, etc., to meddle in domestic policies. Oh, God! That's exactly what the fucking British monarchy did for fucking centuries! Until the parliament went, hey, wait a minute. We'll say fuck you and throw you out, and we'll fucking, get rid of the whole monarchy thing. And they went, well, okay, we should probably back off a little bit. Holy fucking shit. Policies. Indeed, when the Governor General of Australia did so in 1975, it set off a constitutional crisis that made it clear such behavior would not be tolerated. But figurehead presidents have some degree of democratic legitimacy and are typically former politicians. That enables a greater rate of shenanigans, like when Italian President Giorgio Napolitano schemed successfully to remove Silvio Berlusconi as prime minister due to, at least in part, to German Chancellor Angela Merkel's entreaties to do so. I love how they're trying to compare the president of Australia doing something in the 70s, in 75, to the United States, which in the Constitution gives the president certain powers, which they had no problem with Obama abusing those powers when he was in office. But Trump, we can't let him even fucking exercise them. Oh, look, Australia, for example, constitutional crisis. Yeah, it's not one in the U.S. because the Australian Constitution is completely fucking different. You fucking sleazy motherfuckers. You sleazy scumbag. Ooh. Napolitano is the rule rather than the exception. Oxford political scientists Petra Schleider and Edward Morgan-Jones have found that presidents, whether elected elected indirectly by Parliament or directly by the people, are likelier to allow governments to change without new elections than monarchs are. In other words, they're likelier to change the government without any democratic input at all. Monarchy is, perhaps paradoxically, the more democratic option. Democracy is about giving power to the people. Okay? Monarchies are about the opposite. Even if they are a democratic fucking monarchy or a parliamentary fucking monarchy, I should say. Because even though it's a democratic monarchy, the parliament rules under the monarch. Even if it is that, the whole point of a monarchy is taking rights away from people. The monarchy, okay, endows people with their fucking rights. There is no belief in a monarchical system that you are born with certain rights that you have at that point of creation that are inalienable, that cannot be taken away, which is why, okay, and supposedly this great fucking parliamentary monarchy like the fucking UK, for a joke that if they had thought about it a couple decades ago, okay, 30, 40 years ago, we're talking the 70s, all right, late, the 70s with Monty Python. But if they had fucking thought about it in the 70s to train a dog that's so ugly it's cute to do a Nazi fucking salute, okay, as a joke, they would have fucking done it. Okay, a man faced prison for that, and you're trying to fucking say, oh yeah, they're better, and this wouldn't have happened, and this wouldn't have happened, and this wouldn't have happened. Well, guess what? As someone who actually has studied fucking history, who isn't a cultural Marxist revisionist, fucking shitbag, scum-sucking, fucking pig like you, Dylan, or any of the fucking weasels that you're fucking quoting shit from, okay, that don't know their asses from their fucking elbows, okay, unlike you, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So you know what? Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. That's to all you motherfuckers that have been involved in this article. Whether it was your editor at Vox, the person who fucking said, oh yeah, go write this fucking article, you, Dylan, the supposed fucking historians that you're fucking referring to that have no fucking proof. Alright, one of your fucking sources is a Washington shitpost fucking article about people being, fucking giving the fucking royal family shit because the fucking babies. Because heaven forbid, inboard fuck, until the divorcee fucking shit going on now. But heaven forbid, inbred fucking hemophiliac fucking babies that look like they're fucking inbred fucking hemophiliac babies fucking get some fucking criticism because they're born with a silver spoon up their fucking ass. Okay? Oh, but no, monarchies are better because you shouldn't be doing that. That was your fucking article as a fucking source, you fucking waste of space. And as you can tell, I'm here at the end. I've already been on this way too fucking long. All right, I sound like I got fucking Tourette's right now. I'm done with this shit. I've covered it well enough. I've completely destroyed this fucking shitbag. And Dylan, if you want to fucking piece at me, come at me, motherfucker. I will fucking destroy every fucking argument you have for this, okay? And I haven't fucking picked up a history book or any history text for that matter in fucking decades, okay? And I'll be pulling shit from my fucking memory. So get your little fucking cultural Marxist fucking experts together and try to destroy this video. I dare you, motherfucker. I fucking dare you. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.